Well, hello, Coffee Time friends. How y'all doing? It is coffee time, and it is supper time, and we're going to be doing both tonight. It's Friday night. What are y'all having? Sounds like a good night for anything, don't it? We're having chicken livers. We talked about them a time or two. I know some of y'all don't like them, but some of y'all do. So this is Mama's version of Southern Fried Chicken Tenders, and we better get over here and livers, not tenders, chicken livers.
I put buttermilk in the bowl.
Let's go over here and watch her before she's finished. You know she won't wait on us.
Buttermilk in the bowl.
Buttermilk. About a cup of buttermilk.
Yeah.
Little salt. Just a shake. Whatever you guys want to shake.
Salt. Little pepper.
Little pepper. Buttermilk, salt, and pepper in the bowl. Can y'all see Mama?
And in this plate, I've got about a cup of flour. Ooh, I thought this flour, I've used it. I about broke my old cup.
I bet you have broken it, Mama. That sounds serious.
And a tablespoon of cornstarch.
A little louder, help my thinking.
Tablespoon of cornstarch, maybe 2. Then I'm going to mix this. I've got to get myself some room there.
You ran out of room. I'm opening up some cream style corn, and I'm going to put it in this Tupperware to cook it, because this is a vent and serve, and that way when we don't eat it all, we can just leave the lid on it.
Did I get cream style? I thought I got no kernel.
Huh?
I thought you said cream style corn. I thought I got.
We just don't eat it all.
Oh. I thought you said cream style corn.
I reckon it's whole kernel.
Okay.
I'm just going to put it right in here and just cook it right in here with butter and salt and some pepper. And that way, when we don't eat it all, we will just put it in the refrigerator. Shake.
Shake, shake, shake.
Shake. That's all we have to do. Put that lid right back down in that can. Now I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to go over here and every time I shake that pepper, I get tired.
I've done the same thing a while ago with pepper.
Put a little butter.
A little bit of butter.
Well, there's no butter.
Oh, and I didn't put none. Okay, with my flour and cornstarch mixture, I'm going to do the same thing as I did in my buttermilk. Some salt, I just sprinkle it on, and some pepper. And I'm going to mix this up together. That's all I'm going to do to that. And here I've washed the liver really good, and I've tried to drain it, and I put it in this kettle to drain off. So all I'm going to do now is take my liver, put it in the buttermilk, and I'm going to take the fork and dab it, stab it. So this is supposed to help it from popping. So we're doing it that way. That's all I'm going to do to that. Take it, lay it in my flour. Hold it like that. Trying to get all excess buttermilk off from it.
Now on the stove, we've got some vegetable oil, about 2 cups, and it's heating. Heat it slow. There's no sense of going, too fast with it. And Mama's going to deep fry them tonight, hoping that it'll cut down on some of the grease. If you fry it in a pan, which we do a lot of times, and we like it that way, if you don't fry it hot and fast, it will absorb more grease, won't it, Mama?
Yes. And I'm going to take this to the stove and drop these in.
You want to go over there with her?
No, it's just, I'm going to have to come right back over there. That's big movement.
Mom says it's too much movement. Let's see if we can watch her anyway from here. So she's just dropping these in her hot oil. It won't take them very long at all in hot oil, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. We'll check them. And then we will be, hopefully, less grease. Because we're cooking them hot and fast, they'll have less of a chance of getting grease logged. How do you like your livers? Do you all fry livers? Some of y'all are going to say, I don't eat livers. That's fine. You can use this same process for chicken tenders or for tempura vegetables, or you can use this process for a lot of things.
This was just Tyson frozen chicken livers in a cup.
You can't hardly find fresh livers anymore.
Well, you're not candy.
Not here.
Not right. Local here, we don't.
Used to you could get them, and people would use them to fish with. I'm sure they get the Tyson ones and can thaw them out. Boo.
I know, just. I'm going to check on those.
You want me to go check on them?
No, I'm going to see how we're doing.
We got a little extra noise here because you got to have a vent going when you've got so much grease going. And then the microwave's going because we got the corn in there. But that's real cooking, folks. That's the way it goes. There's some noise in real cooking. I tell you one noise I love to hear when cooking is that coffee pot going cha-chung, cha-chung. I love when my coffee pot starts singing in the morning. And I know you coffee drinkers do too. So we're having chicken livers fried, deep fried, and we're going to have whole kernel corn, some peanut green beans, a pint of those, and we're going to have some mashed potatoes. And that's going to be supper tonight, and maybe even lunch tomorrow if there's any left over. Love livers, chicken and calf liver on onions. Ray, Mama don't like calf liver at all. So I've never had it except maybe in a restaurant a time or two. So when your mama don't make it, usually you don't like it or you don't have it. But I have tasted chicken livers. I love chicken livers, Debbie. It's a love or hate thing for a lot of people. I like chicken livers, but not cook them at home. Yeah, Meredith, I understand. There's a lot of things I like and don't want to cook at home too. Anything you use grease in, it smells up a little bit. So we'll light candles. Mama's got candles, and we'll put the wax warmer on. Try to eliminate the smell. Candles usually do a pretty good job of taking care of it. Let's let you go back to Mama's back. What are you doing, Mama? We're back.
Making another round. Bread in this round.
That's the same round you just made, but
yeah, I've got those 3 in there frying.
Mama, you could get a bag or a bowl.
Not make such a mess, couldn't it?
Dry hand, wet hand.
I can't pick that up. It don't want to come.
It don't want no part of this.
It don't want headed towards that grease. And I'm over there, I was hollering back and said, don't go, don't go. She puts in hot grease.
Is those doing all right?
Yeah, I think they're about done.
Are they?
You can check the temperature if you want to. Because I flipped them. A little bit of this.
They're probably done. They just need a little bit more browning.
So I'm back. This is all I have left, and
A little bit more browning.
you need to get one of those little kettles and put those green beans
That's
in.
what. Oh, look at this. What's this?
Oh, you're done here.
Great minds are thinking alike.
Yeah.
Are you impressed
Yeah, I'm impressed.
that I was doing it?
Very impressed.
Woo! Look at this. Mama, tell me your story. You've told it before, but how you hate chicken livers
Oh,
until Granny made you eat them.
she didn't make me, but she
I'd say
did
she
it.
did, Mama. She's pretty authoritative.
She was big and overpowering for me.
I'd say she made you pretty much.
I miscarried the first time. And they said because my blood was so low that that's the reason I miscarried. So when I got pregnant the second time with Johnny, my mother-in-law fried chicken livers. Every time I come to her house, she fixed chicken livers for me. I could not stand no kind of livers. And I'd tell my husband, I said, oh, them livers, I can't hardly get one down a towel eating. But I'd eat one to satisfy her. Then she'd fix them and I'd go back and I'd eat another one to satisfy her. And the time I had Johnny, I could sit and eat a bowl almost this big here, full of just plain chicken livers and nothing with it. So when Johnny was born and started eating, he loved chicken livers too. And he eat them all the time. He loves them. So I said, you can pass it on to your young, and I believe that for sure, because he loves it. But I'd eat one to satisfy her. And I said, I done it. But my blood wasn't too low then. She made sure of that.
She probably fried them in an iron skillet, too.
Yeah. Can I come and take
Well,
some?
if these aren't getting brown as I want them, I'll go ahead and take them up. They're done.
Okay. Long as they're done and crispy alive on the outside, son. Then I'm going to go over here if you'll
Bring them on, Mama.
switch places.
Bring them livers on.
Bring them babies right to the...
Let's go here and let me show you Mama and the liver factory. I can't see what I'm doing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the livers, deep frying. In some oil. There's the green beans that just put on, and there's the potatoes in them. Hard rolling boil, and there's the ones we just took out.
Turn the oil up a little bit.
I did, because those just didn't brown up just right.
I'm coming right there.
Come right here.
Yeah.
I'm
Finish,
going to let you have your spot.
finish these up. Torture these little livers.
Why, they look good, Mama. How do y'all fix your livers? Anybody got any good, delicious liver ways of fixing them? If you do fry them in a pan, make sure you take a knife and hit each one of the lobes of your liver, because that's going to help with the popping. And then get you a splatter guard, a screen. You can pick those up at the Dollar Tree. You can get those anywhere, and they're worth their money, because grease popping out of the skillet's hot and it hurts.
Now y'all see some scars.
I've got a apple butter scar from this year.
Torture.
Ain't that sad? I still say it was worth it. I can point at that scar with pride and say, that's my apple butter scar.
You do get pride on some scars, don't you?
That's right.
Put that in there, man.
Mama, have a seat and we'll rest a minute. You can talk to the folks.
I'm gonna get some more
So what have y'all been up to today? Has it been an absolutely wonderful day where you're at? It's pretty here. It's still 77 degrees at 7:21. I did get a message on my phone earlier that said dramatic drop in temperatures, but I didn't really tell me what it was. So I don't know what the temperature might be tonight, but right now it's very nice. We've had a beautiful blue sky day. We're supposed to have a blue sky day tomorrow, I think. In the fall, and our leaves are turning. We've got maple trees that are turning orange that are still green, and then they got the orange on the tips of them. They're absolutely beautiful. It is time for the painted mountains here in our area, and we will enjoy those. We will. Some people think it's sad because it means they're going to fall off soon, and we'll be right in the middle of winter. But I don't despise winter. I like a good, cozy night. I don't mind having a fireplace going. So there's some good things about winter, but I'll be ready for spring when it gets here. And I'll be ready for the first snow when it gets here. It just depends on how you set your mind and your tone of what you're going to like or not like. Sometimes we can talk ourselves right into not liking something. You know, I used to despise snow, but it was because I had to get out in it and drive. So if you have to get out and drive, you're going to dislike it. Mama, you going to sit down and talk to us a minute?
No, I'm going to work on this. I'm going to have to get me some more flour because that wasn't.
Mama's just chatty tonight.
When I'm working, I can't
Talk.
Well, I might could if I would, but I just can't concentrate on. I guess over the years of working, you work.
Keep on going. Well, she couldn't do that pepper and finish that sentence. Go ahead, Mama. Finish it up before you have to pepper something else.
Well,
over the years, you work.
You work and you concentrate on your work and get your job done.
See, now I'm used to Mama's incomplete sentences and starting at the end of the story. And sometimes I can piece it together. Sometimes. I do that too, though. My trouble here lately, I can't find the words I want to say. Or they're in there and I'm like, yeah.
Mine comes out backwards or
and then I find it, there it is. Just the word I said.
Or something. I don't know what it is.
Mama says, she don't know what it is. It's called, got too much on your plate, Mama. Too much.
And Norma, she would talk at work, and I would talk for her. She'd start it, and I finished it up, believe it or not.
Sometimes, Mama, we'll talk about something, say, on a Saturday. Maybe, for example, getting the gutters cleaned out. And then on Tuesday evening, we'll be cooking or something else, and Mama will say, I called him about them, and he's going to come and do them Thursday. Well, I know what she's talking about. But in her mind, she was thinking, I called them about the gutters, and they're going to come Thursday and do them. So, sometimes I think, what's she talking about? Oh, the gutters. So, and I do her the same way. Sometimes she'll say, what on earth are you talking about? And I said, oh, Mama, I was thinking about it. And yeah, so I guess the apple don't fall far from the tree.
I taught you as you have.
I'm like your mom. I have to think when I'm cooking. Yeah, Mama will say sometimes, no, don't start no foolishness. I'm trying to get this done, especially when she's baking. Chicken livers, she can take a little foolishness, but now when she's baking, she'll tell you, now hush up. I've got to get this right.
If you can't be quiet and still, just get out of the kitchen.
And that's not just to me. That's anybody in here. Y'all go on in yonder now. Y'all go on in yonder, and I'm going to fix this meal. I go, because I don't mind. It don't hurt my feelings at all to be told to get out.
My grandma wouldn't let nobody in her kitchen while she was cooking, or she didn't let nobody cook in her kitchen, or wash her dishes, or nothing.
Huh. That is strange, Mama. I couldn't imagine somebody being like that.
You couldn't. So part of mine's hereditary, I guess.
Mama will she will review your dishwasher, like when it's set in the drainer, even the dishwasher. And I do what I'm told in the kitchen. That's the reason this is called a chore board. Because all my life, I just do my chores. Chore board. I just do whatever Mama tells me to do. And she is definitely the boss of the kitchen. Now, there's certain things that I make and she don't fool with. And she'll say, you just make it, I ain't. And a lot of things she don't want to be fooled with. Now, like, for example, if I had suggested to her, Mama, why don't you put some dry ranch mix in that flour for those No, I ain't starting no foolishness.
I do for tenders, but I don't for livers.
She said, no, don't start that foolishness. I'm going to make this like I do it. I ain't on that foolishness. And I did it in tenders a time or two before she even knew I did. She said, that's good. And I said, well, I put a little ranch in it. Dry ranch. So after that, she decided she would try it too. But that ain't the way they did it at the Falls Branch. So Mama does stuff like her mama did. I do a lot of things like my mama does, but some things I don't. And I do a lot of things like my granny did. So that was my dad's mama. And I do a few things like my aunts do, because I've watched them cook. And then some things just from being restaurant work. You learn different little things, little tricks and stuff. And you know how that is. But I enjoy cooking. It's therapeutic. I can be feeling, I try not to be in a bad mood, but I can be feeling like ho-hum, and I can start cooking and enjoying and talking, and it's nice. And usually we have some music playing here. Now, we can't play music while we cook with y'all, because they would shut us down and claim we was trying to steal their music. And we don't do that, because we don't own.
Or you can sing, but I can't.
You can sing, Mama. We don't own no rights to no music that we know of. But we just,
I'm going to write me a song.
Mama write us a song, we'll sing it.
And I say I do.
You have to follow some rules. Like, don't play music on videos. We don't do that. My husband loves... you left me. My husband does to help, and he'll add seasoning I don't want. And that's, yeah, Melissa, I understand. I do that too, and I get in trouble. Cooking is my therapy. It is mine too, Amy. Cooking is a good therapy. Reading a book, I can read a book, and it takes me away. I guess that's what a book is supposed to do. If I'm reading a book, I'm into that book 100%. And I want to read, and I can't read anymore much. If I read a book, I'll start it like tonight. Because if I start reading, I won't put it down. It's like a Netflix series. I just keep reading and reading. And I said, I'm going to read this one chapter, or this one part, or whatever. And I can see what goes on. And then I'll read the next one. So most of the time when I'm reading a book, I fall asleep reading it. When I was younger, I would read 2 or 3 books at one time. Not in the same setting, but I would have, a book in my car. If I had to go to a waiting room or had to be delayed, I could read that book. I had a book by my bed, and I had a book by my chair. I had, and I could just separate them out in my head. I knew which book I was in. It's like watching TV. You can watch one show and watch the next show and don't get them confused. Why can't you read books that way? So, when I was younger, I read books like that too. But now, I normally don't have time to read that like that. But when I do read, I just pick a good book and I read it, and I want to see what's going on. Kind of like a Netflix series. Do y'all ever binge watch Netflix? Yeah, I do that. I can't. I'll just watch a movie. Not big on regular TV, and if I am, I watch the older shows. I found me a station now. I was watching some of the older 70s sitcoms, but at night, when I do settle in to go to bed, 8:30, 9, whatever, I found a station that plays 2 episodes of, 2 episodes of Little House on the Prairie, and 2 episodes of The Waltons, back to back. So that's I don't know. I guess it's 30 minutes each. I don't ever watch all of it because I'm asleep. But that's some good wholesome TV to wind your day down. I used to go to the library and read for weeks. Yes, I understand, Diane. Who said that? Carmen, I understand what you're saying. I enjoy that escape. I made cranberry sauce today. Oh, Pat, the good old-fashioned homemade. That is good. Jar your cranberries pop. I love to make homemade cranberry sauce. But it's awful convenient to open that can, too. Do you and Mama do meet... What? Meet and greets. Would love to meet you guys. Michelle Roy, we haven't done a formal meet and greet. Sometimes every time we go out, it turns into a meet and greet. And that's fine. People sometimes are a little apprehensive about saying hello or something, but when we're out, we're fine with that. If I go to the grocery store, usually someone say, "What are you cooking tonight, John?" And so we'll chat a minute about the show or about what I'm going to cook. And Mama, they do Mama the same way. Mama said, my name is turned into just Mama. Nobody knows me by anything but Mama. Even people who have known her whole life, now they just call her Mama. And she said, she said, I'm getting used to it, though. I said, well, you are Mama. You're my Mama. And she said, I know. She said, now my name's just Mama Davis.
I hear Mama anywhere, so I'm not answering it, whether it's for me or not.
Hello, John and Momma. We enjoy watching you and Mama each night. Well, thank you. Let me see your name. Y'all go up the screen. Is it Netta Scott? Did I mess that up? We enjoy having y'all here. We really do. Y'all are family to us. I know people say that sometimes, but we really do enjoy visiting with y'all. And we really do enjoy being a part of the Facebook world here. There's some good shows out there, some good Christian shows. I do watch several cooking shows myself. It's Mama Sue. She rung the bell this week. Congratulations, Mama Sue, if you're watching. She rung the bell at the for her last cancer treatment. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? God is amazing. He works in a mighty and powerful way. Miss Kimmy, Southern Cooking, we like her. She's a good Christian lady. Miss Missy, Mountain Cooking, she has some wonderful things. I don't want to name, I should have started naming people. Miss Brenda Gant, of course, down there in Alabama. There's some good, wholesome shows on here and some good people to watch and enjoy. And we're just happy that some of y'all choose to watch us. Not that we have as many followers as some of those folks do. And probably never will, but it's not a competition for us. Mama Sue, I'm going to tell you a little story about Mama Sue and her husband. We had just really gotten started with coffee time, and accidentally I posted something about the church cookbook, because actually the church cookbook was just going to be a local thing, and we had on my local page. And we started doing Sunday school highlights just on Sunday morning for our church because we weren't able to meet in person. Well, it grew, and I mentioned on Sunday school highlights about the cookbook, and some of the followers on Coffee Time started asking about the cookbook. So when we started talking about it on here, it exploded, and people was wanting the cookbook, and we were so glad, and it helped the church tremendously. But if you've ever done anything like that for the first time, it is a bit overwhelming, I'll just tell you. So there was a process that had to be come up with quickly, because we were getting hundreds of orders a day from all over the country. So I text Mama Sue on her page, and I told her who we was, and I said, you probably never heard of us, but we need your help on this cookbook. You're doing cookbooks. And so she had seen our page. And she had seen us. And she said, John, there's too much to text. Just call me. And she gave me her number. I called her. And her and Harold were going down the road. and they were on vacation. I think they might have been going. I don't know where they was going, but no, I don't think that was it. That was before that. Anyway, Mama Sue walked me through the process of the cookbooks, and if it hadn't been for her, we never would get started. So we've been friends ever since then. If I find out something on the way to film or to do something, I'll tell her. She tells me, and she's the real deal, folks. She is the real deal. She is such a sweet, and she does spread salt and light. And her family, they're just wonderful folks. And I'm so glad that she rang that bell this week and got those treatments behind her. And it's just been a blessing. So if it hadn't been for Mama Sue holding our hands through the whole cookbook process, we may not have ever been able to get any money together for the church and the cookbooks. And we do thank you all for the cookbooks. It's just been a blessing like you'll never know. And if you've played any part in it, you have truly been a blessing to our children and our church folks and our little country church. And it's been a blessing. Mama, what's my next chore?
We're going to mash potatoes in a few minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to eat.
Got the handy dandy
these rice chickens are
masher. Handy dandy masher in hand. But anyway, like I said, it's not a competition. It's not at all. I encourage you to watch those other Christian cooks and think the world of every one of them. And I just think it would be neat sometime if we could all get together and do a whole big, and everybody tell their story, how they get started on their page. Because our page, I didn't just sit down and say, I'm going to start Coffee Time with John. It's what it's called in the beginning. And I'm not going to just start that and that's not going to be something I'm going to do all the time. I just posted a few things and they kind of went viral. One day, and within a week, it was just jumping and jumping. The numbers were going up and up, and Mama wasn't even on. Mama wouldn't even participate. And she'd even go in the other room if I even started to film, afraid I'd show her. And she's, no, I'm going in here. And now, I couldn't imagine it without Mama. She's going to be out a few days next week. She's fine. Her and her sister are going leaf looking. And so it'll just be us. So we may do bologna sandwiches. But she won't be gone long. She'll be back. She won't be gone a whole week or nothing. But we sure will miss you, Mama.
Well, I'll miss all of you.
I may have to see if I can join you on here somehow.
Ooh, that's all right.
That's all right. She said, I ain't taking my phone to do that. Anyway, that's where we are. Mashing these potatoes. Now, I didn't make many mashed potatoes because let me tell you something, folks. You don't want any leftover mashed potatoes because they are high. A bag of mashed potatoes will set you back $9 almost. Eggs. Oh.
$7.99 for
18 eggs. A dozen and a half is $7.99 at our local store. Today. Mama just went today, and that's what they are. Pray for our economy and whatever's going on with these eggs and everything else, because people's trying to eat and survive, and it's hard when you have to pay $8 for a dozen and a half of eggs, 18 carton of eggs. Do say a prayer for all that mess, and who knows what else is going up. But anyway, we're not going to get off on that. Whew. But anyway, I didn't just plan it. It just sort of organically happened. And then we started cooking more, and you all started tuning in more, and we're so thankful you do, and you are just like family to us. And we look forward to this every night. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Mama, I just put 2 tablespoons of butter in there. So, trying to be a little nicer, Mama. But now this ain't many potatoes. I only fixed 4 potatoes because I didn't intend on having much left over. We don't do a lot with leftover potatoes. We think we're going to. We talk about it. We'll say, well, we'll make some tater fritters with those. Or the most I ever do with them, mostly, is whip up some potato salad with it, really. Our potato fritter making is usually limited to pinto beans, and we don't have those that often, maybe once a month. And we have mashed potatoes more often, so we're trying to cut out a lot of leftovers. Unless we are going to purposely make leftovers for... Oh, Mama, that makes such a difference. It's quieter.
Oh, God.
Unless we're purposely going to make them leftover, a little extra, for have lunch the next day. Alrighty then. Look at those mashed potatoes. Now, they look like they've done been eaten out of. Like, boy, that's second. No. I ain't going to show you that. That looks too...
That looks what?
There's more pan than there is taters, Mama.
Well, we usually don't use that big a kettle.
We usually don't. There, that looks a little better. There's a serving for each of us, and maybe a little bit more out of 4 potatoes. But you have to be careful.
There's 2 of those others that I had in here.
There was some big ones in the other bag.
You would have had enough for 2 or 3 days.
Now, Riverside Produce had some potatoes on sale the other day. They weren't high at all, but
and I didn't get any.
we didn't get any. We had some. We had some. They had some, but. It says our potatoes are 10 pounds, 6 pound, and eggs, jumbo, $3.99 a dozen. Now somebody said Walmart they were still cheaper than that. So I don't know what's going on, but locally ours are $7.99 for 18. Kroger had 18 count eggs today for $3.29.
Oh my!
Somerset, Kentucky. I'm telling you, gas has gone down a little bit. I could drive to Somerset probably and beat the price on eggs and still come out. You need to freeze some. I've seen that, Carol. I have. I would trust the process of freezing them. I just don't trust me to use them. If I want an egg, I just want to crack an egg, put it in the skillet, and be done with it. That's one of the reasons I eat the eggs, because it's quick. So I don't know that I would use the frozen ones like I would need to. Love the mug. This is our coffee time mug. On the back of it, it says, God bless America, land that I love. This was our 4th of July edition. I need to get with Teresa and see if she's going to do anything for fall, which we probably waited too late, but or for Thanksgiving or something like that. I have not talked to her in a week or so. But you can get these on our Etsy page, and it's out of Alabama, and there's a real sweet Christian family that we were introduced to and became acquainted with, and they do the chore boards, and they do the wooden spoons, and the mugs, and these little coasters. They got all kinds of stuff on there, and they do all that. And these come in red, black, and white, and they're a good size. And I told her, I said, Teresa, the only thing I want the mugs, I want the handles to be like ears, because I like an ear-shaped handle. You men know what I'm talking about. When you get the other ones, sometimes they're too flat here, and you end up holding them like this. And it's not as comfortable. Or they're smaller, and you can only get 2 fingers in there, and you're trying to hold them like this. Not as comfortable. If you have these ear ones, you can get 3 man fingers in there, and a thumb, and you can hold your cup of coffee just like this. It's easy, it's comfortable, and you don't feel like it's going to, when you got a whole heavy cup and it's hot, you don't feel like you're going to spill it. You got a good firm grip on it the whole time. And I know some of y'all probably say, you are so crazy, John. That don't make sense, but it does to me. And I bet it does to some of y'all out there, too. I paid $5.99 a bag for potatoes for 10 pounds.
Was a good price.
That was a good price, because
our 8 pounds has been $67.
But yeah, I'm picky about my mugs, but now I'll drink out of any of them. And I have some favorite ones, and some of y'all have sent some of the best mugs, and I use them in the mornings. I use them when I love them. And we do use them, and some of y'all have sent some with our pictures on them.
I don't want to put it over the plates and stuff, but I was going to show them. This is the Tyson all natural chicken livers, and you see what a container it is?
Here, Mama, put it on that rag.
Okay, you don't know. But show them this plate. And
Tyson's chicken livers since frozen.
And show them that plate full. What I've got off from it, and there's still a few little ones in the thing that I just now put in there.
Look at this plate of chicken liver steaks.
Out of that container.
Now that's some good eats. That is some crunchy. Look at that beautiful, and all that breading stayed on there because some of y'all know the answer. Let me hear you say it loud.
Cornstarch.
Mama put cornstarch in the flour. That holds that bread into whatever you're deep fried. And these are not as greasy. Battery warning. But that is the wonderful deep fried chicken tenders. Now we do fry them in a skillet, and there is a difference. It's hard to understand.
Sorry, dear.
Go ahead, Mama.
Just make all the noise.
Just make all the noise you need to. You just dropped potatoes in the drawer.
I've seen that, messy Marvin.
I'm gonna get a secret camera and let y'all see her.
No, you're not.
What was I saying? Something very important. Oh, there is a difference, and it does make sense to think if I drop it in a whole kettle of oil, there'll be less grease absorption. The key is the hot oil. If you put it in a skillet with oil, you can't hardly get it as hot, and it will lay in that grease. Then it will start to brown and burn, and it's not done because you have to flip it. And then it'll lay there a little bit more, and it absorbs more. When you put it, immerse it in hot oil, just like with a deep fryer or French fries or anything, it goes in, it seals it, and it cooks it, and then you don't get all that oil in it. So if you have a problem with greasy food, as Mama does, and I have started not being the best with it, try to deep fry some of your meats like that. It makes a difference. Mama, you ready?
Yeah, I was just getting some of that stuff left out.
Well, come on in and see.
What are you
can.
going to drink?
I'm drinking this coffee right here, Mama.
Well, I'll get me a Sprite then.
Well, let's bless the food. I've then got a 20-minute warning that says I'm about out of power.
Well, I'll get me something to eat afterwards. I need something to drink.
Well, now go and get something to drink. We've got time for you to drink. I don't want you to not have nothing to drink. Go get you a drink, or I'll go get it.
No.
We ain't that low. It ain't down to 5% or nothing. I just followed Mama's suit. Oh, Terry, you won't be sorry. She's wonderful. She really is. I've watched her videos and stuff. She is a blessing. You will enjoy her. And she has many, many viewers. She has a lot. She had breast cancer. She's gone through the treatments. It's not been easy on her. She's had a real hard time, but the Lord's blessed her. And through it all, she was able to sing His praises and witness for Him and tell what a wonderful God we had. And she's just a blessing. She is salt and light. She says that at the end of every one of her videos. You be salt and light. And that's such a wonderful thing because that's what God tells us to do. And so if you aren't following her, which I can't imagine many of you all aren't, go over there and follow Mama Sue. She's a blessing. I don't like livers, but those really look good. They do look good, don't they? And they're not too greasy. Another thing, as we get older, me included, things that you may not have liked as a child, it don't hurt to give them a second try because you may like them now. Your taste buds do change. They say approximately every 7 years. So give some things a try. You may not like Mama. Mama did not like chicken livers. And Granny started introducing them, forcing her to eat one or two at a time. And now she loves them. So it can change, can't Mama?
Yeah, I was going to show them my pretty shirt I had on tonight. That's like a couple of years or 15.
Mama went out partying today.
Okay.
What did you do today, Mama?
Oh,
You went fall festivaling.
I went fall festivaling. Talked to a lot of people. And I got tripped over my string.
Oh. Leftover potatoes are great for shepherd's pie. Yeah, now we have used them for that, but we don't make shepherd's pie that often.
No, that's one dish I'm not wild over.
Mama don't like shepherd's pie. I do. Mama, she will eat it, but it's... When Mama gets these up, we're going to bless our meal and go ahead and eat, and before we run out of a battery.
Yeah, these is getting a little crispy.
That's all right, Mom. We like
These
this.
is the least, the little ones.
And that grease is good and hot.
Yeah, and I'm putting them on this end, so when you get them, get from this
Yes,
side.
ma'am.
We don't want burnt.
Yes, ma'am.
There you go. Got the stoves turned off.
She's got everything ready. Now she'll light. Mama?
Lighting right now.
Light.
Light right now.
We'll get ready to do a video, and I said, Mama, you ready? Yeah. 5 minutes later, I'm like, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're not sitting over here. You're not starting. Well, I'm ready. I'm good.
Quit talking bad about me.
Let's bless our wonderful meal. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the privilege of being able to take this wonderful meal. And Lord, we ask you to bless these precious hands that prepared it. Dear Lord, be with us and watch over us and bless this food for the nourishment of our bodies. Lord, be with all the prayer requests out there, all the folks that are suffering, all the folks in need. Dear Lord, just answer the needs of their hearts as you see fit, and in your time and in your glory. We ask all these things. Amen. All right, Mama. You start there, and I'll start here. Somebody said the other night that I was dipped your food out, but I didn't dip out much for you.
Because I holler at you and make you stop.
I don't hear that part.
Well, I don't holler. I say, that's enough. That's enough.
Don't give me no more of that.
That's enough of that.
Like she's going to say on these green beans. She'll say, no, that's just one spoon. That's all I want.
1 spoon of corn.
1 spoon, 1 spoon.
1 spoon of green beans.
These are the peanut green beans. That's the name of them. And they're a bush bean. They're an heirloom bean. They're harder than anything to fool with.
1 spoon of beans. 1 spoon of corn. You're doing good.
They're harder than everything to fool with, but they are a delicious bean. Probably because they are heirloom and delicious. And
you want a roll to eat with this?
no, I'm good with no bread, Mama, because we got corn and potatoes.
And bread and on the liver.
And bread and all. This is just a total bread. This is all bread, Mama. We're having bread.
Green beans is the only thing saving us.
Green beans. You eating 1 liver?
For now.
All right, folks. There it is. As good as downtown. Corn, green beans, mashed potatoes, and delicious deep fried chicken liver. Some of y'all probably say, "Ooh, no." Look away. I'm fixing to taste the chicken. It's crunchy. It's crispy. There's not a lot of grease in there. It's not saturated. It's a good crispy bite.
Oh, it's crispy. I can hear you crunching.
It's my favorite.
Get it too crunchy, too crispy?
No. Can you get a chip too crispy? Or a French fry?
Yeah, you can get French fries too done sometimes.
If you don't burn them, they're not too done for me. This is absolutely delicious, Mama.
Mm-hmm.
Green beans. Everything is delicious.
You've been saying you wanted liver, so that's the reason I got livers.
I have been. We were talking about it a month ago. You all and us. We were talking about it. And we never did really get down to the liver. I'm going to show y'all the inside of this. Just so you can see. It's not saturated with grease. See, it's just good and crisp. The liver is perfectly done, and it tastes wonderful, Mama. You all right? You okay?
I think so.
Get choked a little bit on the liver.
Corn.
Corn?
Corn and beans went down the wrong way.
Well, Mama, you don't never have no trouble with corn and beans, but I guess the ratio of vegetable to
I better just
chocolate.
eat potatoes.
Vegetables to chocolate. Mama she's went to the doctor. The doctor, this is something Mama's had for years. Some of y'all may suffer with the same thing. Somebody said drink milk would help to the spasm in your esophagus. There's other things you can rub different places and do that, but we've not found a good rhyme or reason for it. Now, we do know if she's too rushed and too agitated, like if we go to a restaurant and you don't have long to eat or something. But
I do it every time.
yeah. But sometimes it bothers her, sometimes it don't, and she usually just slows down. And it kind of, whatever it does, it doesn't. Right. She's had the barium swallow where they videoed it going down. She's fine, he just said. She's high-strung, and sometimes she has to relax a little bit. Did all this make you nervous tonight, Mama?
Kind of a little, getting everything done.
Just the chicken tenders?
Mm.
You reckon that's what it was?
Hoping it turned out all right and everything.
Hoping?
Mm-hmm.
They always do, Mama.
Yeah.
You ain't never made a bad liver.
I could, and I do.
You could. You didn't. They're absolutely delicious.
They're better when you can just go to a restaurant.
I agree.
Sit down.
But they're not as good as Mama's.
Sit down and say, bring them to me. You don't have to do all this.
I agree with you 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't eat out much.
No, we sure don't.
We blame it on the distance. But
It's just us old
it's just
fogies.
old fogies. We just don't like to eat out much. We like Mama's cooking. We like to be at home. But like a sit-down restaurant, we have one in town that you can get meals. And Mama loves to go there and get catfish. The pizza spot. But then it's mostly fast food, and then you have to drive 12 miles or 13, 14 miles one way to get there. Or 35 miles one way or 60 miles one way. And so, time the evening comes, that's a lot of driving. Then we have to have Maggie, because we don't leave Maggie here alone. So there's always somebody here. Very seldom does she get left alone, and that's only if it's a quick trip somewhere and we play the TV and or the radio or something to give her comfort. But she's a little high-strung, Maggie is. And when you come home, she's worried. And she's pacing. And she's so anxious, isn't she, Mama?
She takes a fit when you come home.
Mm-hmm. And like when Mama goes somewhere, she paces back and forth to the garage thinking his Mama's went to the garage and out there working or something. So she stays high-strung. So we never leave her here by herself. Even when we go to church or anywhere, somebody comes by and sits with Maggie.
She's afraid that I'll leave her.
Mm-hmm. But that's what good thing about having a good family. Everybody's always willing to come and sit with Maggie because she's such a sweet little girl. Folks, we're done. We're going to eat this chicken livers. And I'll eat these two. Mama will eat maybe hers and another one. I might eat 3 because they're good. We'll put those in some Tupperware. And we'll eat on those probably tomorrow at lunch. Maybe even Sunday at lunch if there's... Mom, that made a lot.
I'm totally surprised. You've seen the container.
What was it, like a 8 ounce?
It was like a...
Look at that. That's a pile of livers, folks.
Like a pint of ice cream.
Pint. So it's a pint of livers.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bunch of livers.
The bread makes them look a lot more.
Probably. Yeah, if you just fried them with that bread, and they wouldn't be that big a pile. So we're going to say, have a wonderful, blessed evening. Do something fun. It's still early. It's 8 o'clock on a Friday night. And enjoy your family. Make some memories. Cook you something if you haven't already. And have a blessed night. Sleep well. Get up in the morning ready for the day. I like to get up early. I got up at 4:30 the other morning and started my coffee and had breakfast. I was through with breakfast by 5 o'clock. But I love that time of the morning. It's peaceful and serene. And I love to watch the sun come up. I know. But I'll be going to bed here by 8:30 or 9. Maybe watch TV, maybe not. But do you, and find those times, peel you out some time during the day that's just you and God. Just you and your thoughts. And just enjoy it. And recharge your batteries. Just like my phone is telling me I need to recharge here. Recharge your batteries. Remember, mamas, daddies out there, you can't serve your family and be for your family if you haven't charged your own batteries. You got to have something in there to give to everybody. A lot of times parents, they go. Mama's always been a go-goer. But Mama always went to bed early when she worked.
I was so tired I had
Yeah, that's the way it was. But just, take a little me time. It don't hurt to take me time and enjoy everything. So, I don't know why I even brought that up, but it just seemed like people need me time. People need that time when they just are with their own thoughts.
Yeah. The lady asked me down there at the Fall Fest, said, how you doing today? I said, just wonderful. The good Lord put me on his wake-up list this morning. And she said, you've got that right. And they all started talking about it. But that's the way we should face every morning. Good Lord bless me. He's put me on the wake-up
list. Remember this, no matter how bad a day you're having, there's always a bunch of people out there that would trade places with you. Oh. And right now, you are living someone's dream. You are living in the way that someone out there say, if I just had what you have, I'd be happy, because so many people have so much less. So find a way to enjoy every day. They're so precious, and there's so few, and we just need to enjoy them all. So you all be blessed. And Mama, say good night.
Good night, Mama, and God bless you all.
Good night, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for being here.